in-depth discussions on the issues that matter, from politics to sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. VOP TV on SLTV, channel 264. Join us as we redefine what television means to you. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice. The red carpets, awards, the razzmatazz, music, fashion, interviews, and more. Spotlight on Voice of the People Television. Let's feed you with all the juicy stories in the global entertainment space, bringing you the glitz and glamour as they hot. Stay tuned to Spotlight, 1 p.m. Monday to Friday. Spotlight on VOP TV. Entertainment like never before.
We encourage you to click on the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Voice of the People TV. Also follow us on all our social media platforms. We are at VOP TV Live. Visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. Also watch us live on SLTV channel 264. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television.
Hey guys, what's up? How you all doing? They call me Lovisha Nelson One, your number one celebrity host, and you are watching Voice of the People Television, VOP. Stay tuned.
Uyi Osarate is my name. I am a friend of the microphone, Voice of the People TV. That name is unique, and the brand is very sweet. I like the packaging. Picture qualities, camera qualities, and then of course, the quality of human beings that I see sometimes on your channel. I talk and get paid, and I look forward to being in your studios.
Oh yes, you are on to Voice of the People TV, live here in Benin City, the cradle of black civilization. What are you waiting for? Tune in, bro.
VOP TV. Now, you have more than a voice.
To know the happenings in the maritime sector, join us on the program Maritime Frontiers on VOP TV as we discuss key areas in the maritime sector, from aquaculture, maritime transportation, maritime labor regulation, oil and gas exploration, ferry and passenger insurance, marine pollution and prevention, port operations, and lots more. Maritime Frontiers, exploring Nigeria's blue economy.
In a world where power shifts with every headline.
In a nation full of questions.
In a world filled with noise, the truth needs a voice.
The policies that shapes our world and the economy that determines our future.
Every hour, every day, the grapevine keeps buzzing. And together, we are committed to telling the stories that shape our world, because your voice is our focus.
Don't forget, our voice matters the most. Let us come together and share our concerns. Welcome to the locker room, the home of football talk that matters. I am Jerry Abeon. Join us every weekday, Monday to Friday at 5 p.m. Nigerian time, as we share the hot takes and hot debates in the exciting world of football. And joining me are the usual suspects, Ikechukwu and Mayowa, as we break down all the hot takes and everything that's happening in the football. Don't just watch football, live it with us. Catch us on the Locker Room and Voice of the People television at 5 p.m. Nigerian time. And like I always say, if not 20 minutes off, please discuss.
To know the happenings in the maritime sector, join us on the program Maritime Frontiers on VOP TV as we discuss key areas in the maritime sector from aquaculture, maritime transportation, maritime labor regulation, oil and gas exploration, ferry and passenger insurance, marine pollution and prevention, port operations, and lots more. Maritime Frontiers, exploring Nigeria's blue economy.
VOP TV. Now, you have more than a voice. Asu Rock is a large outcrop of granitic rock located on the outskirts of Abuja, the capital of Nigeria. It's a 400-meter prominent monolith with a peak height of 936 meters above sea level. It's one of the city's most noticeable features. The Nigerian Presidential Complex, Nigerian National Assembly, and Nigerian Supreme Courts are located around it. Much of the city extends to the south of the rock. Aso means victorious in the native language of the Asokoro people, the ethnic group predominant in the area. Asokoro means the people of victory. This was the site of the 2003 Aso Rock Declaration, issued by the heads of government of the Commonwealth of Nations during the CHOGM held in Abuja. It reaffirmed the Commonwealth's principles as detailed under the Harare Declaration, but set the promotion of democracy and development as the organization's priorities. The then President of Nigeria, Ibrahim Babangida administration, founded Aso Villa in 1991, the same year that Nigeria's capital was transferred from Lagos to Abuja, and it is situated on the outskirts of Abuja, Nigeria's capital. The Aso Villa mansion is surrounded by the Nigerian Presidential Complex, the Nigerian National Assembly, and the Nigerian Supreme Court. Much of the town is located to the south of the rocky outcropping. It was also the site of the Aso Rock Declaration, issued by Commonwealth heads of government during the CHOGM in Abuja in 2003. The chapel, cafe, and mosque are all located within the villa complex. There
Welcome, guys. The show is Hashtags right here on VOP TV. This is where we're going to tell you all things topical and all things trending. And of course, you're still basking in the euphoria of stepping into a new year. And it is so much news breaking today. And of course, we'll do a couple of follow-ups to some of the things we did yesterday and of course from the start of the week. On that note, I welcome you aboard again. If this is your first time, accept a very, very warm welcome from us. I am Vivian Obuche.
And I'm Ikechukwu Agwago. It will be interesting to actually get to know exactly what you feel about the conversation that we'll be having today. So we'd like you to actually leave us a comment on our YouTube platform or any other social media if you are one of those watching across those devices. But of course, we also love you to actually subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't get to miss another episode of our show. Without further ado, let's hit the show.
All right, so our first hashtag for today is Dati. Now, he is popular. Of course, he's a very well-known Labour Party chieftain. He used to be Peter Obi's running mate, in 2023. But that is no longer the song these men are singing. So Dati Baba-Ahmed today officially declared his ambition to run for presidency in 2027. But this is the catch, yeah? This is like a catch-22 situation. He distanced himself openly from his former, should I say his former, they are still friends, right? He distanced himself from his former party member because Peter Obi publicly defected from the Labour Party to the ADC. Now, Dati Baba-Ahmed is saying he's not going to defect and that he tried to mediate between the Labour Party and Peter Obi and other politicians that had defected from the Labour Party to other parties, but that he's done with it. He's done mediating, and now he's going to declare to everybody who cares to listen that he is his own man and he's not following in anybody's shadows or footsteps of whatever you want to say. Now, I've got him on tape, so I'm going to play the video for you in a short while. But first, let's take a look at the post that's going to introduce us to the video. Shall we? Thank you. Hashtag Dati. So this is like the trending topic on all the front pages of the national dailies, right? The Punch says Baba-Ahmed declares 2027 presidential ambition. Premium Time says 2027 Peter Obi's ex-running mate Baba-Ahmed declares. The Cable says LP's Dati declares 2027 presidential ambition 1 week after Peter Obi defected from the Labour Party to the AAC. That's me completing it for you. So this is the major gist in town right now. Let's take a look at the next post. So this is the Cable saying LP's Dati declares 2027 presidential ambition 1 week after Obi's exit. That's the one I was telling you about. The next one. So Premium Time says 2027 Peter Obi's ex-running mate Baba-Ahmed declares presidential ambition. And then it goes on to explain that the 2023 vice presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Dati Baba-Ahmed, has declared his intention to contest the 2027 presidential election. Mr. Baba-Ahmed made the declaration on Wednesday while addressing supporters at a rally held at the party's National Secretariat in Abuja. Let's take a look at the next post. Yes. Nigerian Affairs Journal says Peter Obi's running mate in the 2023 presidential election, Yusuf Dati, declares his intention to contest the 2027 presidency under the Labour Party. Says he's not following anybody's trajectory or stepping into anybody's shoes, and clarifies that he aspired for the presidency in 2019 before Obi even declared to run in 2023. That's to clear doubts, basically. Take a listen, guys, to Dati.
The June 2027 salaries of public servants, especially security personnel and teachers, will be 4 times as is currently paid. Please hear me again. Nigeria can afford it. My good friend, the police constable, the army private, the teachers that are looked down at, I think they should, and I know they should, and I am able to ensure that they will earn nothing less than 4 times what they are being paid today in June 2027. I have not left Labour Party because Labour Party won a presidential election. I have not left Labour Party because I am not satisfied with a coalition of disgruntled politicians who could not even challenge 2023 constitutional breaches. I will not leave Labour Party because of the promise it holds. All major aspirants, and I mean all, I challenge to be shown one, just one among the major aspirants, only one, that has never been in a ruling party. I am that one. I have never been in a ruling party. The records are there for you to see. And if the records of APC are that of a ruling party, I never wish to join any ruling party, except one that by God's grace, that government that we're going to form. I therefore remain a loyal Labour Party member and I make myself available to fix Nigeria. Nigerians know the truth. Nigerians, we know the truth. Nigerians, please use the truth. Thank you very much. I am my own boss. Simple.
All right, he's his own boss. Talking points, he's his own boss. And he said that no other politician apart from himself has been in a ruling party except for the one they're going to form. This is him being futuristic now, except the one he's going to form under the platform of the Labour Party. He also said a lot. He talked about, if you listen to the whole interview, he talked about traveling politicians, and lots of netizens are jumping on that to say he was making a jab at Peter Obi. But so this is how it's unfolding, and netizens are going to be reacting or responding in a short while. But Ikechukwu, does this surprise you at all?
It doesn't. I mean, he's a politician, so politicians are expected to be ambitious. Even if they had won the election, at some point, he might actually be telling Peter Obi, after you finish, I would like to run. So it's part of what politicians do. They like to actually aspire for the highest office in the land. So it's not surprising for him to actually declare for his. I mean, he sees Labour Party as the safest, the easiest place for him to actually get the presidential ticket.
Yeah. Some netizens are saying this is actually a strategy, that he's in cahoots with Peter Obi, that this is him holding Labour Party down for Peter Obi in case anything goes sour and he decides to run from the ADC to the Labour Party. But hey, let me take you back to X now so you see how netizens are responding to this one now. #Dati. Thank you. Imran Mohammed says, if I become the president, the police, the army, and the teachers will earn no less than 4 times their current pay by June 2027. I'm my own boss. I contested for the presidency before Peter Obi in 2019. Baba-Ahmed, ex-running mate of Peter Obi, announced his plans to run for president in 2027. Now, this particular point, some netizens are going to be jumping on it. Can you do what you've just promised? That's like his manifesto, yeah? Let's take a look at the next one now, shall we? So, Chukwudi says, I am so disturbed by this development. What's going on with him? Some of the things he had said can be seen as betrayal. OPGiri says 4 times current pay is bold, but where's the funding coming from? Nigeria's budget struggles are real. Are we talking increased oil revenue projections, new taxes, cutting other sectors, or something else entirely? Questions. King Dave says, interesting, but the game is for Dati to hold Labour Party for Obi, then step down and support PO. That's Peter Obi. Hassan Abdullahi says Peter Obi sent Dati to hold the Labour Party ticket for him, just in case he loses the primaries in ADC. That's their backup plan, and yet they claim Peter Obi is not desperate. So let's take a look at the first and the second points, Ikechukwu. Chukwudi says he's disturbed by this development, and he calls it betrayal. So who does Chukwudi think that he is betraying? And then OPGiri says, okay, so you want to pay all the people you mentioned, right? 4 times their current pay. But how are you going to do it, basically?
Well, if you look at the sectors he actually mentioned, the teachers, I mean, I want to believe it's cut across primary to, tertiary institution, the police, security agencies. If you look at their numbers, they're not even up to 1% of the country's population, right? So there's definitely going to be a way he's going to actually create a path for that to actually happen, right? It's just like saying the president wants to increase the number of police recruits and then increase their salaries. I don't think that's going to be too difficult for him to actually achieve. That's what I think about that. It's very well feasible if the money is available. I want to believe it's available, really. But for the case of betrayal, that's where I look at it. I'm like, I don't see, Dati betraying Peter Obi at this point. First, I said it's ambition. Then the case of people saying, he's trying to actually hold on the Labour Party. I'm trying to look at, that. Because the Labour Party at this point, we still don't even know who is the authentic head. There are certain persons who are saying it's still Abure. Certain persons who are looking at another faction. If the Labour Party is completely settled, if they've settled their house, I don't think Peter Obi will even be leaving the Labour Party at this point. So that's, again, is another thing. But yes, it's not Benin politicians to actually do some very funny things, to actually say, hold this as a placeholder, then I'll come in later. It's very possible that can also happen. But from where I stand at this point, looking at, the way Labour Party is set up and the way P2B actually left, I think P2B would rather go to another party than come back to a Labour Party.
All right. On that note, we move on to the next hashtag now, which is hashtag Jonathan. So former President Goodluck Jonathan is speaking again. Some months ago, he was all over the front pages of the national dailies. And then how will I say it? He began to simmer down. It looks like he's talking again. Earlier today, he was in a closed-door meeting with the Turaki-led faction of the PDP, and he came out talking tough. He said the PDP is not dead, that Nigerians should not be deceived, that they're going to come out showing some strengths in 2027, and that he's all for the PDP, the legit PDP. That's what I said. But the reason why he's also trending massively on X right now is because he said someday there must be, or there should be, a hall of fame for those who made Nigeria thrive and those who destroyed the country. Now, this is me paraphrasing. I'm going to take you to X now so you see the post and so you see how netizens are reacting to it. Hashtag Jonathan. Nigeria Story says, they're quoting Goodluck Jonathan. Maybe one day we will have 2 buildings in Abuja where we will put pictures of people, whether dead or alive, who have messed up this country so that their grandchildren will know their forefathers were part of Nigeria's problems. Now you'll be wondering, what made him say this? These probably are the musings of some introspective man, wouldn't you say? Well, how are netizens reacting or responding? Let's take a look. So Osa says, your picture will be up there too. Your government depleted our foreign reserve from 50 billion naira to $35 billion and was borrowing to pay salaries even in an oil boom. Bitcoin Mandela says, if you can benefit from your forefathers' wealth, you should be able to benefit from your forefathers' shame too. AKA says he was one of the best presidents to rule Nigeria and people still criticize him. I wonder how they feel now with the current country's situation. Yahaya says his picture should be in the forefront. Just take a look at this.
It doesn't matter who is actually making statements like this. You definitely have people who don't like you or who see your administration as a very terrible one because, of course, where their political...
Let's not wax philosophical. Take a look at what Osaz said, right? That your government depleted Nigeria's foreign reserve from $50 billion to $35 billion. But then again, AKA is saying he's one of the best presidents who have ruled Nigeria. Now, do you agree on both counts?
That's why I said that, there are people who don't like you. And of course, they will not want to look at the reason why you took certain decisions. If you recall, Jonathan was actually talking about, the idea of saving money, right? And even the likes of P2B who were part of his economic advisor, even Okonjo-Iweala in her book actually also alluded to this, that the governors actually forced him to stand still and ensured that he spent the money. So when you say he depleted the foreign reserve, you have to actually look at the context and why it did happen. These are the issues, right? So that's why I said people who don't like you definitely throw caution to the wind and just come at you without, trying to actually reason, look at the reason why he took certain decisions. For Jonathan, yes, he definitely made his own mistake, just like every president across the world who have lived and died and even still alive have made their problems. But if you look at Jonathan on a scale of, good or bad for Nigerian presidents, if you look at people who are supposed to be in the Hall of Shame or Hall of Fame, I don't think he deserves to actually be in the Hall of Shame, as far as I'm concerned.
So you think he's actually one of the best presidents to have
Yes,
ruled?
of course. In this country, yes.
Okay.
Even for the singular act that he said, my ambition is what no blood. It says a lot about the kind of...
Yeah, that's a lot. That's one of the reasons he's very popular right now. In fact, he's been described as an elder statesman,
Absolutely.
Right? He was the very first civilian president to call his opponent to say, hey, I concede. Go.
We don't do that in Africa.
Go with my blessing.
We don't do that in Africa.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that. We move on now to the next hashtag, which is hashtag Governor Alex Otti. He is the governor of Abia State. And it looks like this is one of the very few governors that have gotten people talking so many positive things about him on and offline. It's amazing. This is a streak that has continued for so long, except for Orji Uzor Kalu, who's, is having a tug of war with him right now. I think Alex Oti really is having some very, very positive review online. Now, he's trending today because he was going around his state for an inspection, on-the-spot inspection. And this is the culture of his, right? So while he was inspecting this particular place, a man, unemployed, looking very haggard, ran up to him to say, Mr. Governor, I am hungry. I don't have a job. The governor stopped, touched him, and handed this man over to the mayor of this particular local government area and said, take care of him and get him a job ASAP, as soon as possible. Now, we have a video, but first let's take a look at the post and then we'll take a look at the video and how netizens are responding to this one. Hashtag Governor Alex Oti. Yeah, so Chooks is very active online and he gives us lots of fresh stories. He says, this is a moment a man ran into Governor Alex Oti during his inspection today, complaining that he was hungry and had not been working. Governor Oti immediately handed him over to the mayor of Umahia North local government area with clear instructions that he should be properly taken care of and given a job. Take a listen, guys.
I don't know for complete can be Banoche. I don't know that is. Where is Mayor?
All right, that's it. Ikechukwu, you've said a lot about Alex Oti, right? This is a signature.
Well, I think Alex Oti, all in all, is actually a good person. You know, if you look at him out from his outlook and people who know him, even in the private sector, he's actually a very easygoing person. So this is actually a very good thing. But my worry is there are a lot of persons who are actually also jobless, and then if they can actually find their own way to the governor, what happens? I think, you know, the best thing to actually...
Yeah, but have they found their way to the governor and nothing happens?
That's the thing, right?
Oh
Getting
my
your way
God,
to the governor is a problem.
can we just enjoy this moment? So netizens are reacting to this one. They're responding. Can we take a look at what they're saying, really? What are netizens saying? So Big Sharp says, any opportunity you see in this life, just make use of it. You see how he quickly jumped into the opportunity? You've got to have guts to do stuff like this, though. Daily Pips says, finally, a governor who remembers power is for people. Re-election is for him, obviously. Let's take a look at the next one. So, The Hope says, it's fascinating how a single encounter can reveal both the fragility and the potential of governance. Here we have a man, hungry and idle, confronting the governor directly, a situation that could have spiraled into embarrassment, mockery, or bureaucratic inertia. Instead, Governor Oti acted decisively, transferring responsibility to the local authority with a mandate not merely for oversight, but for tangible human intervention. The comedy in this is subtle, yet poignant. A man's desperation meeting the pomp of officialdom. Yet the resolution is almost theatrical in its simplicity. Give him food, give him work, restore dignity. It's a reminder that sometimes leadership is less about grand speeches and more about doing the small human things correctly, visibly, and urgently. In a way, this mirrors the ethos behind 1st October. The project thrives on converting small acts into systemic change, turning a single cry for help into sustainable impact. Just as the governor empowered the mayor to act, 1st October empowers individuals and communities to step into the gap where society hesitates. The lesson here is profound. The structures of help, whether governmental or charitable, are only as effective as the immediacy and humanity with which they respond. Hunger and idleness are not abstract problems. They are challenges waiting for a handshake, a plan, or a chance to transform. One man's plea can become the blueprint for broader intervention if only someone listens, decides, and acts. There's one more. I'm going to come back to the one last response in a short while. But Ikechukwu, this is so beautiful. I even enjoyed reading it. Yeah. But let's talk about the structure there in Abia State. There's a mayor.
Yeah.
In Umuahia local government area.
Across the Abia State, yeah.
This is not a structure that is replicated across board.
More like the local government chairman, so that's what they call them.
Oh, the mayor?
Yes.
But is the local government chairman?
Yes.
So there is no local government chairman and then another mayor?
No. Just mayor.
So it's kind of tush, yeah?
I think it's also in some southern states, Enugu, I think I've heard mayor, yeah. But I know it's in Abia State, that's what Alex Oti's government, yeah, that's mayor.
So the hope is saying the way the governor handled the situation is so beautiful. Now, if you take a look at the thread, some people were expecting him to give him cash. But this is the best thing he could have done for him.
Yes. No.
And then he handed him over to the local authority on the spot. Looks like this is a man that thinks on his feet.
Like I said, he's a businessman. He understands that, you don't give a hungry man fish, teach him how to fish.
Yeah.
Because if he gives him fish, if the fish finishes and you're not around, he's definitely going to look for how to get another fish. And he's so lucky that he's found you at this point to help him to actually get what he wants. And that's what he did. So
the man seized the opportunity.
if you understand how to make money, you always first think to help people to make money.
Yeah.
But if you steal money to become rich, the first thing you do when people come to you, just hand out and don't care.
There's one more post I'd like for us to take a look at. One more post. Let's take a look at that one last post under this hashtag Alex Oti. Nkiru says, governor with empathy. That's the kind of people we want in leadership. So Nigerians really are waking up now. Leadership is not about grand speeches.
Yeah.
You must be emotionally intelligent. Empathy is key, yeah?
Very well.
Final words on this before we wrap it up.
I mean, if you don't show empathy, it means you are not connected with people. And what Alex Oshi just did is exactly what the people want. Because not every day they get to see him. Every single time or anytime they manage to see him, they want to see him. Even if you're not giving out anything, just be empathetic. Show that you really care about the people. And that, in fact, going to visit this sightseeing and inspection is
a beautiful thing.
It's empathy already. So
I was going to say that.
That's exactly what it is.
So it means you're closer to the people,
Very well.
right? You are accessible.
And politicians like that are difficult to actually defeat in any election cycle because the people now can actually connect to them directly.
So you're saying it's going to be an easy thing for him when it's time for him to come?
There's no opposition in Abia State, I can tell you that.
Yeah, but Orji Uzakalu doesn't think so.
Orji Uzakalu cannot contest. So if he were contesting, we can have a conversation. But he can't contest, so there's no opposition in Abia State.
All right, let's keep our fingers crossed to see how that one pans out. We move on now to the next hashtag Asari. You remember him? Asari Dokubo, former militant, ex-militant leader, now chieftaincy title holder in Rivers State. So the FCT minister, Nyesom Wike, paid him a visit yesterday. Why? So Nyesom Wike is on a thank you tour, right? In Rivers State, where he's going around the local government areas and thanking people. And he's selecting some, people who have got strongholds in specific areas to also visit. Asari Dokubo was one of them. I got 2 videos to post. Let's take a look at the first post, shall we? Hashtag Asari is what we're taking a look at. So, Nigerian Affairs Journal says, FCT Minister Nyesom Wike pays a visit to the Amaya Nabo of Toru Sarama Piri. Oh my gosh. Asari Dokubo at his residence in Degama local government area of Rivers State. All right, so we have sounds and sights. Take a listen.
Of buying into it and making it to work for us as a people.
So what you just saw, sights and sounds of the video, that's me whetting your appetite. So we introduce the next post that's going to introduce the next video. It is Newsom Wiki visiting Asari Dokubo. Let's take a look at the next post now. The next post. So Nigerian Affairs Journalist says, when I was told that you were coming, I had to ask my brother if you were really coming, and he said you were coming. We have been having appointments over appointments, but it kept failing. But I said this time the appointment will not fail. Like you said, my friend Tinubu, I will be with you in making sure that my friend President Tinubu continues office, Asari Dokubo tells Wiki during the minister's visit to his residence. Take note of how easy he sounds, right? That it is his friend, President Tinubu. Take a listen, guys.
In this blue economy, Rivers State should be thinking of buying into it and making it to work for us as a people and as a state. I thank you for this epoch visit because when I was told that you are coming, I asked my brother, is he really coming? He said yes, because we have been having appointment over appointment. Every time we have appointment, the appointment will fail. Yeah, so I said this time, the appointment will not fail. So we thank God. We are very grateful for this visit and we cherish it. Like you said, my friend, everything that is going to happen, I'll be with you in making sure that my friend continues in office. Everything that I am capable of doing, I will do to make sure that my friend. I was not a traditional ruler when we met in 1992. I was not a traditional. I never thought I would ever become what I am today. And we have had that closeness, and I think that we are going to use it. He stood by me in my most difficult period, and it is now my turn to also stand by him. In this, I have always said it, no matter what, it's now my turn to also stand by him. I'm very grateful for this visit. And the token that you gave, there was a quarrel here, serious.
All right, so if you listen to the end of that conversation, he was saying the token that you gave, there was a quarrel here and it trailed. You just want to go online and listen to the whole of the interview. I'm sure that that's talking about some monies or something. But hey, netizens are jumping on it. Now, remember that Asari Dokubo is a traditional ruler. He said it himself. So people are saying, okay, fine. He's going to work to ensure that President Tinubu returns in 2027. What happens to his brother, Fubara, who Wike is saying can come back in 2027? That's $1 million question, yeah? Well, let's go back to X now so you see how netizens are reacting to hashtag Asari and Wike's visit. Yeah. Now, Ezego says, Ezego1, my question is, will they leave their Ijo brother and follow Wike? Remember, this happened yesterday. Tom Odim says, Fubara, please visit Tom Polo, Asari Defiera. Tom Polo being, of course, another ex-militant leader. And of course, I think he's a chieftaincy holder as well in the Niger Delta region. King says, politics is local. More responses. Let's take a look at the next one now. Well, Ikechukwu, let's talk about this. What do you make of Wike's visit to Asari?
It's about closing the ranks and then using your position as a very strong ally of the president to ensure that you really want to actually work for him and ensure he gets the same favor he got in 2023 election that made him president. This is one of it. Ijo is a very important part of Rivers State, and of course, one man who is a chief in Ijo, talking about Asari Dokubo, is one man who's got huge influence. He's got a private military group. That's what he said. That he's got a private military group. When push come to shove, these are the persons that you run to. Politicians naturally go to traditional rulers during times like this, during electioneering year to actually speak to them to actually get their blessings and all that. It's one of those now at this point, and then of course it's got huge grassroots followership. So when it comes to
let's take a look at this holistically. Now, Fubara, the sitting governor of Rivers State, is an German, just like I said, so it's his brother. Now, Wike is on a mission to unseat Fubara currently. It's what this is about.
Yeah.
Even though Asari Dokubo has said he's going to support President Tinubu, he called him his friend and said he stood by him in his darkest moment. So he was going to do whatever to support the president come 2027. So, granted, President Tinubu, you're taking Rivers State 2027 according to what they're saying.
Yeah.
What happens to the fight, the beef between Fubara, Asari's brother, and Wike, who just paid Asari a visit?
So I recall I said something about the Jonathan and Rocha Sokorocha election in 2011 when the traditional rulers in Imo State say, see, when it comes to presidential election, we will give you our support. When it comes to local election, the candidates who are pushing for PDP know he can't get it. We will definitely support Rocha Sokorocha, who is an APC candidate. Now, local state government election is different. It's going to be a different ball game. Asari then, Fubara is obviously in the APC now. He's got the president's ear as well. So it's not going to be a case of, Wike having, the monopoly of the president's ear now. It's going to be a case of, yes, I want to be the governor of this state. I am your brother. We all three of us can support the president to win. Nobody's holding back on that. But at this point, I have to complete my term. So it's going to be, if Asari Dokubo will now look at his brother and say, okay, Ijo man is not going to rule Rivers State again. Let's go back to whatever.
And that's not likely.
That's not likely because the Ijo people now will rally around and say, no, this is our turn. We've not held this position before. This is an opportunity for us. Let's complete the 8 years. Whatever it is got, the sitting governor has got with the FCT minister. We can actually put that aside. We can all work for the president, but for the governor, let our man finish it. Wike, don't worry, after February finish, we'll definitely make sure that when he wins, he's going to respect you. And if Wike doesn't agree, I just know that when it comes to this point, Asari is definitely going to take a different route. Because before now, if you recall when the program actually started, it started by supporting Asari Dokubo until Wike actually met him and he said Asari actually broke, an agreement that they had. And that time, Fubara was still very much in the PDP. Now, Fubara has moved to the APC where, Asari also has his own loyalty to, a party which Asari also have loyalty to. Now, the three of them now are in the same, all have the same loyalty to one person. Now, when it comes to the governorship election, the Rivers State APC will definitely support Asari Fubara. Asari Dokubo will most likely want to tilt towards his brother. So trust me, it's not going to be a case of,
smooth sailing for Wike. So the thing is, the APC chairman in Rivers State has come out to say, alongside the APC national secretary as well as the APC national chairman, that the leader of the APC in Rivers State is similarly Fubara. Now, the APC is closing ranks around Fubara to say, look, this is our man. Mr. Wike, Mr. Nyesom Wike, we respect you, we respect your relationship with the president, but you are not a member of the party. So I think what you're saying.
So let me even add.
Ground.
Yes, let me even add. Right, Fubara is Asari Dokubo is a very. You understand Rivers State. You understand Rivers State is when it comes to winning in election by hook or by crook in Rivers State. These are the kind of persons that can actually ensure that happens. Now, there's a part he's supposed to play, or he will play when it comes to even the governorship election, and that part, the APC within the state reaching the president, will definitely hold him and say, hey, don't play that part here against the APC. And that's exactly what's going to happen.
All right. Let's keep our fingers crossed to see how that one pans out, right? We move on now to the next hashtag, which is hashtag LASMA. LASMA meaning Lagos State Traffic Management Authority. It's very popular in Lagos. So they had that when they were into fisticuffs with a driver, a taxi driver today. And it looks like at the end of the day, the passenger, because there was a passenger in the car when this happened. I have a video to support this. You're going to be seeing that in a short while. The passenger was so pleased with how the driver held his own, really. I'm talking about, not giving up. She decided to gift him with an extra 10,000 naira in addition to whatever the cost of her fare was. So I'm going to take you, The Punch has that story and it's trending, and then it has a video as well. So let's go to X now so you see what The Punch is saying regarding this one. Punch newspaper says, passenger gives Uber driver 10,000 naira after heated LATMA confrontation. Take a listen, guys.
What's on Kilimotion? Kini ko ti mo ṣe? Kini ko ti mo ṣe? Mo tọ́ ni tó ṣe. Kini tọ́ ni tí mo ṣe? Mo fẹ́ lagidi. Kini ko ti mo ṣe? Ọlọ́pàá fún ẹ. Kini fi ilé ẹjọ́? Kini mo ṣe fún ẹ? Fi kini ẹjọ́? Okay, stop it. What is what's wrong with you? You are not to relate. Let me call this man. Call anybody you want to call.
What is wrong with this man?
Baba, I'm going to video wala. Fún mi kini. Mo, I'm going to video. Go say legatoni. Fún mi kini. The legaton, anybody? You go look the legaton, Siba. Oh, what's that? You go look the legaton. Oh, you my baby. Please, I'm really sorry. Sorry for the whole this thing. I'm so sorry.
It's not your fault. Don't worry, you'll be fine. There are times like this.
You can go inside now. I'll send it. If you can go inside, no problem.
No, let me try. 9060. Send thank you.
Yeah? Why?
I don't want to feel like your day is fully messed up.
Not because of that. I only felt bad because I delayed you.
No, it's okay.
I'll always be fine. Obviously, I'll be fine.
You will be now. That's why I said you'll be fine.
No. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome. Take care.
What are you doing? You see the shock on his face when she said, I sent 10K. He was like, why? And she said, I didn't want you to feel like you had a body. It's just beautiful. I love it when I say stuff like this. Ikechukwu, what were they saying though? The last man official and
the last man official was actually claiming that the man actually, go through a wrong route, and then illegal turning was actually the bone of contention. And the guy was like, no, this is not it. When did, because perhaps that guy is actually very familiar with that particular route. That's what I was asking. When did this whole thing started here? And
which is why the lesson here is just know your right to.
Yeah.
And that's when you can stand on it. And
but not with a man with a gun though.
Well, hey, know your right regardless, whatever it is. And it looks like nobody was arrested. They allowed the driver to go because we saw the happy ending.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, maybe within that time and what we saw next, they actually find a way to actually resolve it and, allow the man go. Yeah. It's actually a very difficult one to actually be on the road, when you
this is commonplace in Lagos.
Very well. These last mile guys can be very funny sometimes.
Yeah, but sometimes they just do their job.
Yeah, that's what I said sometimes.
Yeah. So, all right. Congratulations to the driver who cashed in after that heated conversation. It's a good thing. I love the way the passenger turned it around. If you have opportunity to do stuff like that, hey, be kind. People really do need that right now. Next hashtag is hashtag DR Congo. So AFCON is trending. And right now in DR Congo, which narrowly lost to Algeria that fought tooth and nail yesterday, is trending. Why? Because of their coach. The coach of the DR Congo side stood for 120 minutes. He refused to sit down. So people are applauding him. Accolades are pouring in. And there are videos of him bursting into tears when his side lost. Just 2 minutes before the end of the game, Ikechukwu.
Yes, I think about...
Gosh, that's some painful defeat there.
Yeah, it's a very painful defeat.
Jeez.
The goal actually came just, I think about 119 minutes the goal was scored. 117 minutes when I was seeing the game, I said, if any goal is going to come, it's going to come from Algeria because it was obvious that these guys, the DR Congo guys, were already tired.
And the Algerians were like, we'll go see.
The guy who scored the goal just came into the game. So
oh my gosh! So why don't I take you to X? So it's a couple of posts and a couple of videos as we talk about this DR Congo coach. He lost. His side lost, but
A fan.
what?
He's a fan.
He's a fan, not their coach.
Yeah, no.
Oh, this is a fan.
He's a fan.
Oh, wow. Well, see now, the final moment of DR Congo's Patrice Lumumba after DR Congo conceded in the final minute of extra time, right? So there's a video. Let's take a look at it. All right, so there's a second post. I'd like for us to take a look at that before we take a look at the second video, right? People are saying he should be honored back at home for what he did. Let's take a look at the second post. So, sports doctor Odogo says the human statue. That's what they're calling him now. DR Congo fan, Kuka Umboladinga moved the football world at AFCON with his iconic stillness in the stands. However, in the 119th minute, after Algeria's Bulbina scored and mocked him, Kuka finally broke down in tears, revealing the deep emotion behind his composure. His pose was a tribute to Patrice Lumumba, Congo's first prime minister and independence hero, sparking renewed interest in the nation's history. The moment resonated far beyond the pitch, earning Kuka recognition, including a meeting with CAF President Dr. Patrice Motsepe. From silence to tears, Kuka reminded the world that football is deeply human. His name again is Kuka Umboladinga. Oh my gosh, there's a video. Take a look. So the human statue is what it's called.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This earned him a meeting with the CAF president.
Yeah.
I think so it's not all for
It was beautiful. Even from the very first game that DR Congo played in this championship, you just see a man standing for 90 minutes. And that was the very first, that's how Patrice Mulumba actually stood, in Kinshasa when he was actually giving, after the independence speech. So it was a signature post in DR Congo.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he was actually executed, a long story, but
no, you should not mix things up before people.
Not this guy. I'm talking about the Patrice Mulumba.
No.
So, but for
Kuka is very much alive.
Kuka, I was seeing the game and the cameraman was zooming at Kuka before the goal was scored. And like, what a man! What a man! What a man! These guys will go on, break halftime. He'll still be there.
Oh my God!
Like, if you watch him, you like, okay, this guy is doing something for him. And you see, he was standing on a stool, and the Congolese flag was actually beneath his feet. But
so he's become a national hero.
So immediately the goal was scored. His hand started dropping, like, because he understands that there's a problem. The time is 119 minutes.
Yeah.
There's no way these guys are coming back. And DR Congo were actually playing for penalty kicks. They were hoping to get to penalty because their goalkeeper is actually very good. So unfortunately, those guys.
The Algerians denied them that. Unfortunately, but this guy has carved a niche for himself.
Very well. I mean, we hope to see him in the World Cup.
Yeah, it looks like
they've qualified ahead of Nigeria. So.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, so let's see how he's gonna. He's probably gonna go for the World Cup.
Very well,
and he's gonna continue with his signature, I guess.
Absolutely.
Fingers crossed. Last but not least, we'll quickly do this one. Is hashtag Adekunle Gold. So Adekunle Gold and his wife Simi have officially welcomed their twin. It's a set of twin. We talked about the pregnancy here on this very platform, and now Adekunle said he prayed for one, God gave him two. So the Blueprint newspaper has that one. We'll just quickly take a look at what they're saying, and then we'll wrap it up. Adekunle Gold and Simi announced arrival of twin babies. Blueprint newspaper says, Nigerian music stars Adekunle Gold and Simi have announced the arrival of their twin babies, revealing the exciting news through creative content tied to their latest music. You see that jumper there says double trouble. And then in one of the other boxes, you see, I asked God for another child and he blessed me with double. It's a beautiful thing. Kechuku, as we wrap this up.
Very well, beautiful. I mean, I'm also a lover of, multiple beds. So this is quite beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw it. I'm like, oh, beautiful. This is beautiful. I don't think I can remember any, artists that have, multiple beds. I don't know, but this is beautiful. Adekunle, for a man who's gone through a lot, even in the music career, health-wise as well. It's a sickle cell, career as well. So having this set of babies, beauties, I think it's also very beautiful.
At the start of the year.
January came early. Yeah. I mean, beautiful. It means the year is supposed to be good. It's double for him.
On that note, we wrap it up. Congratulations to Adekunle and Simi. And of course, their baby girl is now a big sister. She has a couple of siblings to take care of. I'm wishing this family continues to stay together forever. Amen. On that note, I say thanks to everyone who contributed to making the show a success. Bigger thanks goes to you guys for watching. If you liked what Ikechukwu and I did, hey, why don't you keep a date again with us, same time, same station, right here. Until then, I am Vivian Uguche, and bye for now.
VOP TV. Now, you have more than a voice.
We encourage you to click on the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Voice of the People TV. Also follow us on all our social media platforms. We are at VOP TV Live. Visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. Also watch us live on SLTV channel 264. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television.
Behind every broken desk lies a broken promise. Education shapes the nations. But who is asking the right questions? Introducing Edu Dialogue, the show that goes beyond the surface, exposes the cracks, the corruption, and the silence in Nigeria's education system. Edu Dialogue, Saturdays, 3 p.m., only on VOP TV. We break the biggest stories, from missing funds to policy failures. We ask the tough questions and demand real answers. Edu Dialogue, this Saturday, 3 p.m. on Voice of the People Television.
To know the happenings in the maritime sector, join us on the program Maritime Frontiers on VOP TV as we discuss key areas in the maritime sector, from aquaculture, maritime transportation, maritime labor regulation, oil and gas exploration, ferry and passenger insurance, marine pollution and prevention, port operations, and lots more. Maritime Frontiers, exploring Nigeria's blue economy.
Are you ready for the extraordinary? Something big is happening on your screen. Introducing VOP TV, now streaming on SLTV channel 264. From breaking news to captivating conversations, news analysis, giving you all sides to the story. We break in-depth discussions on the issues that matter, from politics to sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. VOP TV on SLTV channel 264. Join us as we redefine what television means to you. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.